Welcome back to Autogearshift. The tech world has been buzzing again, and this time it's not about a new Tesla or a SpaceX launch. It's about the 2026 Tesla Pi phone fold. Rumors are heating up, supply chain leaks are getting louder, and new internal reports hint that Elon Musk may deliver a foldable phone unlike anything we've seen from Apple, Samsung, or Huawei free lifetime Starlink service, a 16K ultra sensor camera, and a hinge system rated for extreme durability. What would a Tesla-designed foldable even feel like in daily use compared to the fragile designs we've seen from other brands? We're going to break all of that down in today's deep dive. Before we jump in, if you want to be the first to catch every major Tesla update and every secret rumor the industry tries to bury, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's push AutogearShift to 15,151 subscribers. Trust me, you don't want to be the guy who finds out about the Pi phone fold after everyone else has already bought it. How will the Pi phone fold truly offer lifetime Starlink service? Rumors coming from component suppliers in Texas and Taiwan point to a new low-power Starlink modem designed specifically for the Pi phone fold. Current Starlink mini units consume around 20 to 25 watts when active and still require a dedicated antenna plate larger than a paperback book. For a smartphone, Tesla would need to shrink that down dramatically. Internal estimates suggest the Pi Fold modem may draw 3.2 to 3.8 watts, roughly equal to a 5G Qualcomm X75 modem running under heavy load. If Tesla integrates a narrowband satellite channel capped at 12 to 18 megabits per second, the hardware can realistically fit inside a foldable without a major heat penalty. The lifetime Starlink headline is what grabs attention, but it's only realistic if Tesla restricts bandwidth to essential use: messaging, navigation, safety data, low-resolution calling, and emergency internet fallback. For context, most Americans in rural areas only use 2.1 to 3.5 gigabytes of cellular data per month on average, far lower than big city users. A narrowband Starlink link easily supports that usage profile. Even seniors aged 60 to 75 average under 1.8 gigabytes monthly, primarily for email, maps, video calls with family, and checking weather conditions. Tesla knows these numbers. The bigger point is what this means for older Americans. Today, 22% of U.S. adults over 60 live in areas where AT&T or T-Mobile drop to 1 bar or no signal at all. More than 12 million Americans live in documented cellular dead zones, places where LTE and 5G simply don't exist. Many are retirees in Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, Wyoming, Montana, and large parts of rural Texas. These are also the same states where people drive long distances between towns, relying heavily on cellular reception for roadside help, GPS correction data, and weather alerts. For that demographic, the Pi phone fold is definitely a safety device. If the phone really includes a passive Starlink failover channel, it would allow uninterrupted navigation, continuous location tracking, and emergency calling even in areas where Verizon or AT&T fall flat. Imagine a 68-year-old driving an RV through Utah's Highway 12, or a retired couple wintering in remote parts of Arizona, where traditional carriers barely hit 0.4 to 1 megabit per second during peak congestion. With Starlink as a fallback link, the Pi Fold could keep them connected at 15 megabits, even during a storm or power outage. The engineering barrier is the antenna. Foldable phones are notoriously cramped. Samsung's Z Fold series uses an internal antenna array occupying nearly 1,500 square millimeters of real estate. Already pushing the limits, Tesla's advantage lies in its phased array expertise. A miniaturized strip, possibly 120 to 150 millimeters in length, embedded under a reinforced titanium hinge, would allow the modem to maintain satellite lock whether the device is folded or unfolded. If this design works, it will be the first foldable in the world with a satellite-grade antenna that doesn't require an external module or pop-out panel. From a financial standpoint, the math isn't crazy. Starlink's operating cost per narrowband user could drop below $1.50 per month by 2026 as more satellites enter the V2 mini constellation, and as laser interlinks become more efficient. Tesla could easily subsidize that cost by tying Pi-Fold users into the wider Tesla ecosystem. App integration with vehicles, premium connectivity upsells, energy product branding, or optional data tiers for people who want full broadband Starlink access. For older Americans, especially those who still value reliability over flashy apps, this kind of always-on connectivity changes everything. No more losing signal during a fishing trip in Wisconsin. No more dropped calls in the mountains. No more, "Sorry, I don't have service out here." For a generation that didn't grow up with smartphones but relies on them now more than ever, the Pi-Phone Fold could quietly become the most practical device they own. If Tesla really gives lifetime Starlink connectivity on the Pi-Phone Fold, would that be a feature you actually use? Comment Starlink free if you think this would finally fix the dead zone problem where you live or travel. How can Tesla really fit a 16K ultra-sensor camera in a foldable phone? The boldest claim surrounding the Pi-Phone Fold is the so-called 16K camera system, a sensor rumored to capture frames at a resolution approaching 15,360 pixels horizontally, nearly 4 times the pixel width of today's 8K sensors used in professional mirrorless rigs. While the Pi-Fold obviously won't pack a full-frame camera, Tesla is reportedly working with a 1-inch stacked CMOS sensor, similar in size to what Sony uses in its premium RX 100 series, but redesigned for foldable thermal constraints. A 1-inch sensor hosts roughly 120 to 130 square millimeters of surface area, nearly triple what Apple fits inside the iPhone 16 Pro Max. That alone provides higher dynamic range, better low-light performance, and cleaner zoom compared to the small sensors used in Samsung's Z Fold line. If Tesla uses a 128 to 150 megapixel array with quad-pixel binning, the phone could output 16K equivalent frames for large landscape shots while still producing 8K class video at usable bit rates. But the sensor is only half the story. The real challenge is heat. Recording at 16K, even computationally, can spike temperatures above 45 degrees Celsius on a compact board. Foldables are notoriously bad at heat dissipation because of their split batteries and hinge mechanisms interrupting thermal pathways. That's where Tesla's rumored cooling plate comes in. Suppliers in Shenzhen claim Tesla is testing a vapor chamber spanning almost the entire unfolded footprint, about 115 to 125 millimeters in length, using a 2-phase coolant similar to what Tesla uses in its infotainment systems. Many Americans aged 55 to 75 use their phone primarily to capture outdoor activities, RV trips, fishing days, hunting seasons, summer road tours. The biggest complaint in this age group isn't blurry photos. It's phones overheating under sunlight or shutting down during long outdoor sessions. iPhones commonly issue thermal warnings at over 35 degrees Celsius ambient temperature, especially when shooting 4K 60. A properly cooled 1-inch Tesla sensor could keep recording longer, stay operational during hot summers in Texas or Arizona, states where outdoor temperatures exceed 40 degrees Celsius for 30 to 60 days per year, and avoid thermal throttling entirely. The lens system itself is also built for longevity. Traditional foldable camera modules degrade faster due to limited internal bracing, but Tesla is reportedly borrowing from its automotive camera design, where modules withstand over 50 G vibration shocks and operate between -30 degrees Celsius to +70 degrees Celsius. If the Pi Fold inherits even part of that robustness, it becomes the first foldable phone truly appropriate for outdoor heavy lifestyles, something retirees, truck owners, and long-distance travelers will immediately notice in daily use. How can Tesla compete with Apple and Samsung on performance, battery life, and long-term reliability? Performance leaks suggest Tesla is testing a custom SoC manufactured on a 3-nanometer node, likely through TSMC's N3B line early engineering samples, reportedly hit 3.6 gigahertz on the Prime core and score numbers comparable to Apple's A18 Pro in single-thread operations, while surpassing Samsung's Exynos foldable chips in sustained workloads by nearly one-third due to Tesla's heavier cooling system. If these numbers hold, the Pi Fold could deliver true laptop-tier performance in a foldable form factor, especially in tasks older Americans care about like navigation rendering, offline mapping, emergency satellite routing, and long-duration video recording. Battery life is where most foldables fail, because two split cells rarely match the capacity of a single large pack. Tesla seems to be countering this with a 5,500 to 5,800 mAh dual-cell architecture, thicker than the Galaxy Z Fold's 4,400 mAh setup, but still fitting inside a reinforced spine. With Starlink operating only in narrowband mode unless manually activated, projections show 8 to 10 hours of continuous outdoor use under hot weather and 20 to 28 hours of mixed use. Important for retirees who often spend full days outdoors or on the road without nearby outlets. Durability is equally critical. Tesla's frame reportedly uses a Grade 5 titanium blend, the same alloy type used in high-stress automotive brackets. Drop tests simulated at 1.5 meters onto concrete show fewer hinge failures compared to Samsung's UTG designs. For older users with reduced grip strength or arthritis, this isn't a small detail. It's the difference between a phone surviving a fall in the garage or cracking on the first drop. Now I want to hear from you. How much are you willing to pay for this future phone? If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. Autogearshift is on the road to 16,000 subscribers, and your support helps us bring you the most accurate Tesla news. Without the noise, let's hit that milestone together.